Hello everybody and welcome back to Tin Can. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and do this 20-minute run here, and hopefully we can go ahead and get this in one go. I think we kind of have an understanding of how the storms work on here. So I think we just got past that electrical storm last episode, and that was pretty much the only one we were really struggling with here. We kind of have an understanding on the ice one, right? We just lose a whole bunch of power and just kind of rough it out until the storm passes. The asteroid one is not too difficult either. It's just a little thing where there's a chance that things just randomly break or things catch on fire, so we kind of have an understanding on that one too, and I think we kind of figured out how to go ahead and get past the other one now, which is the electrical one. So in order to go ahead and do that, we just go ahead and turn off everything and see if we actually managed to get past it without breaking anything, or if we just got incredibly lucky and somehow didn't manage to break everything by turning everything off. So we're going to go ahead and launch, and right off the bat here, we need to go ahead and get our oxygenator stuff going. So we need a pump in that thing, we need a battery in there as well, and then I think that's all we're going to put in there right now. We're not going to put one of the surge protector things in there or the power transformers because we really don't need it. And we also need one of the power connectors in there, which we don't exactly have on hand. So let me open up these guys and actually swap them over to the other screen. And these things actually do spawn with the filter. So we don't need to have, or the pump, not the filter. So we don't actually have to put a pump in there, which I thought would be what this scenario is going to have us do. But we have an extra one of these. We have some batteries. Let's open up this thing. We need this thing on, and we need to actually take the power connector from something that doesn't need it, and I'm kind of debating if I want the other lights on or not. So we're actually going to take the emergency lights from this thing because I think this just runs constantly, right? We're going to try and keep the main lights on as long as we can here because I kind of don't want the red lights going. So we'll have those ones plugged in as long as we can here. We have a bunch of parts there. Let's put this stuff into storage so we can clear the floor here. We have some of those guys. We have this thing and this thing. And the filter actually, does the thing need a filter? It does need a filter. Okay, good. So we have two filters back up in the drawer here. And then I guess for right now, the surge protect or the power transformer can actually go in here. And no, it can't because it's actually on still, and I'm dumb. So it's actually off now, and it's back on, and we're good. Okay, that can close. We can go ahead and put the filters away, which should go into this one here. Yeah, buddy. Okay. And then we have some switches and some pumps, but I don't know where the pumps actually go, if I'm honest here. I think it just goes into the, maybe one of those drawers. I'm not too sure. I haven't really dealt with those extra before, so let's actually see where these go. Display ports, probably not it. The storage thing here, nope. The electrical stuff, no. The battery backs, no. Probably here, right? Yeah, there we go. We have two extra pumps. We have two extra filters. Okay, cool. So we're going through an ice nebula right now, so we're not going to have too much issues here. We have MPAA, which I believe is a battery thing, battery-related thing. Actually, no, it's a bad fuse, so let's turn that off. I just took a quick glance at my cheat sheet over here, so let's actually swap out the fuse, and we can do that really quickly. That can go ahead and turn back on, and if I can press the correct button, there we go. We should be good there. I'm going to put it over there since it's a bad one. And then we also need to blow out the filters really quick before we forget about that, and then swap out the tanks. So let's go ahead and do that so we can grab these guys and just swap them out really quickly here like that. And that can go back into there. This can actually get turned on, so we're actually producing some oxygen in here. And that's going to be completely on battery power because we don't have a power connector in there. And is our thing actually counting down? It is counting down. Okay, so this has a power connector and a battery. So we're going to be running into low power here in a second when this swaps off. And for right now, everything seems good. Again, I don't really care about the generator on the bottom there, the gravity generator. We don't mind if it turns off or not. Do we have extra stuff we can put in here? We have fuses we can put in here. I'm pretty sure we have a battery we can put in there as well. Actually, let's put the battery in this thing as well. And that one actually doesn't take a battery. I thought it did. Never mind. We could put that in there so we can actually repair some stuff if we need to. The thing is going to be a little dark here, but it's not completely pitch black because we still have a little bit of power being produced. And what else goes in here? We need the power surge thing. Oh, the data connector cable thing, so we can actually use the thing. So that's not the right drawer. We need that one there. Do we have any in here? We do indeed. That's great for us. And now that is functioning if we need to actually use it to break anything down. So before we actually run into issues here, let's actually break down one of the displays because that's going to give us 50. I don't know if there's a thing that's better to break down other than displays, but that's at least going to go ahead and allow us to have points on hand to go ahead and repair something really quickly if we need to. And we're floating because our power's off on the generator at least. So we have one extra display and the other one is broken now. So let's go ahead and just float on through the storm here until until it heats back up, or at least gets us past this point so we can actually do stuff. So 2 NOA is battery power, and all of our stuff should be on battery power right now, I believe, and it is indeed. I think we need to go ahead and figure out how to go through these ice storms a little better, because there's got to be a way to go through it where you're not running into power problems, right? Where you're running on the power reactor thing here and not just battery power. But I'm not too sure on how to go about doing that, honestly, because we took this thing off and we really didn't see a difference in the heat in here, so I don't want to risk dying on that thing and then not have the heat actually kick in. I think we can put a fuse in the battery box thing, right? Or was the fuse not needed in that thing? Let me actually see, because I totally forgot what we actually had in here. So yeah, the fuse does go in here. If I could get it to toggle. There we go. Nope, there we go. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so we need a power connector in there. It doesn't look like it takes a battery at all, so we need a power connector and one of those big surge things, or the power transformer things. And the rescue beacon is completely offline here, so we need to actually swap that out for a battery so that the timer keeps going and we're not just wasting time floating in space here. This can actually turn off because we don't need oxygen being generated right now, because I think the tanks are full. Yeah, the tanks are pretty much full. So let's actually blow on the air filters again. The batteries on these guys are about to die, so that's not great for us. So let's see. We might want to go ahead and just take one of the power connectors off one of these just to have it, because we need it to power the battery charger here in a second. I actually want to see, is there stuff in this or is it still empty? It's still empty. Okay, so that's still going to be empty. It's not going to have anything in there. I'm just noticing now, but the monitor on our reactor is actually off and we can't toggle with it, so I don't know if it's actually broken. So we're going to take that really quick and just shove it into the repair thing and see if it is broken and needs repairing, because if it does, then we can go ahead and fix that really quick just to go ahead and have it working, I suppose. And no, it's not actually broken. Okay, so it doesn't actually need repairs, so we can actually leave that off and go ahead and put this back in here. So we should be just about done with the storm, because now we're completely out of battery power on our oxygen stuff, and we're going to start running into issues eventually here, but we need to go ahead and heat up, and we're still just floating through this, even though we're completely out of batteries now. So I think we are going to go ahead and try this again. Oh, actually, we just got done with it, and we're going right into an asteroid field. Okay, so in a second here, we should have all of our power kicked back on. It might be a little risky, and these things might start beeping because we might run into the red a little bit. But as this thing heats up again, because now we're out of the storm thing and the little knob is indeed going back up, we should have power being generated and all of our stuff start running again, so we shouldn't run into too many issues here. This thing is empty again, and we need to actually have that running, so I'm trying to think what we can actually disable long enough for that to actually turn on here. And I think this has a battery in it, right? Yeah, that has a battery, so we can run on emergency lights for a split second here while we try and charge up some batteries, because we took the thing already from this one, right? Yeah, we took that one, the power connector, and then we have the power connector in this one, and that's about it. Okay, so let's actually plug that back in. Let's turn, or actually we need that out. We need to turn the lights off, turn the emergency ones on, take the power connector, plug it into this guy, and then we can charge up some batteries really quick. So that one's actually full. Let's take this one and charge it as well. And hopefully we don't have anything catch fire. Oh, we need an on-off switch before we burn too much battery on that thing. That can go there. That can start charging that. That's going to force the generator into getting hotter than it needs to be right now. Hopefully that helps us produce a little more power than we need. And once this is done, we're going to throw it back into that so it starts counting down the timer again. There we go. And that can go ahead and start charging that thing again. We are producing enough power for that to run. We have 9 LOF and 9 LOF, 9 LOF. Okay, so that's probably not enough power coming through the line here. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Not enough battery power on the line for those guys. And we just got hit with a rock. I don't see anything broken. I don't hear any fires. We have that thing going. How much time we have left? 8.5 minutes. We have those tanks are full. Let's actually check on these guys and see if we need to swap the tanks out. We do indeed need to swap the tanks out. Okay, so that got dangerously low there. Let's go ahead and put that there. We do have error codes we need to worry about now on that. So we need to go ahead and come back to this in a second. Let's swap those things out. Let's turn this one on, and then let's go ahead and see. So 9 loft battery power. Okay, we got PB28 and 1.4, and I believe 1.4 is something else. PB28's low power and 1.4 is a bad electrical connection. So we can actually fix that right now. We can turn this off. We might also have an issue with the power coming through the line, so it might not be this thing is broken. And it is indeed damaged. Okay, so let's repair that. That's going to fix that. We can throw that back in there, and then we should be okay. We do have a low power system on the alert thing there, the error code there, so hopefully this fixes that issue as well. And we still have 9 LOF on there, so we need to go ahead and charge those batteries as well before we run into any issues. So let's actually take this and charge it. And that's going to start charging. We run out of power again. I actually want to check our temperature to make sure we're not going too crazy here. And we're still good. We're pretty decent here. We are going up on the temperature there, but it's not actually going up because we're not running it long enough for it to actually heat up that much. So in a few seconds here, when that thing is done, which we know by getting our gravity back, so that's nice. So we can take that and put it into this. And I guess we weren't producing enough power for this thing to actually run constantly here. So turn on, please. What's giving us the error code here? This thing's giving us the error code. Who's hurt? You're not hurt. Or you're not damaged. Main computer is offline. I know main computer is offline. We don't have that plugged into anything. And we just had to go ahead and turn everything back on here, so everything's going to start beeping and beeping and beeping. So what's wrong with you? 9 LOF is battery power. O2NE is a bad battery. And then we have the MPA thing again, which is low power to the system, I think it was, or something like that. So we need this thing out. We need this thing charging. And that's not actually on. There we go. And we need our oxygen up and running, but it's not turning on. And I don't know if my switches are bad, and we are in the red, so let's actually take that and just double check and make sure that it's not the switches themselves. No, they don't need repairs. Why is this not turning on? There we go, now it's turning on. Okay, so we have 2 NOA, which is battery power, 017H, which I don't know off the top of my head here. Oh, we're actually going through an electrical storm. No, turn everything off. Off. Oh, no, I don't want this stuff breaking. You need to turn off. We're going to suffocate just a little bit here, but we have to kind of deal with that. We need the repair thing to turn off too before that thing breaks and we run into issues. So that's that. I don't know how we're still running emergency lights here. I figured those things have been running for a while and we are still somehow producing enough power to run them. So that's all those things off. We need to go ahead and swap this guy over to that. Let's take this out of there and we can actually put the battery in there for right now. I don't know what we do with the power connector. I don't know why I took it out of there. Let's actually put that back. And yeah, we're on battery power. Something did just get shocked, but nothing broke. How are we looking on gauges? We are not the greatest. Can I, for the love of me, grab that so I can come back over here? We don't need that one. We need these ones so I can clean the filters really quick just to be safe. And those should be good now. We do need batteries like crazy right now. We're still producing a whole bunch of heat, and I don't know why. So I'm actually not going to charge any more batteries if we can avoid it right now. I need to go ahead and turn everything back on because we are dangerously low again. So we actually have no option here but to turn these things on and deal with the chance of getting shocked and breaking things because we need the power being produced to go ahead and have these things running. So, I mean, we kind of have to just to bite the bullet here and risk it. So we need these things to turn on, please. I don't know why it does this every now and again, to be honest. Like, I know I have power being produced from the generator, but it turns on and then turns itself right back off. So either the fuse is bad or the connector's bad. I'm not too sure with that. We do have a battery in there, so, I mean, why won't you just turn on and run, buddy? I don't get that. 2NOA, 017H. Okay, so I think we're actually just going to die because I can't get any of this stuff to turn back on now. Like, I can get the atmosphere thing, I can get this thing to turn on for a split second, but it's not actually kicking on for forever. And we're good on the heat now. That dropped back down. We need this stuff to turn on, and honestly, I don't know why it's... Oh, I just turned it off. I don't know why it's not actually turning on. So that's a little strange. And the buttons aren't broken because we can check that by putting them into this. So either the fuses are bad or something is bad in here that's causing these things not to turn on, which is kind of boning us a little bit. So turn on. Yeah, no need for repair. Okay, so hopefully we can go ahead and actually survive it this time around. Let me go ahead and swap everything over, turn this thing on, grab our battery. No, not our battery. What do we need in here? Our filter in this thing. And I think that's all we have for this. We don't have anything else we can put in there for right now. We need to go ahead and get the repair thing up and running as well. So let's take these two things. We can put those in here. So something like that. We can take our on-off button. I'm pretty sure I grabbed one of the ribbon things. There we go. The data connectors. And that can go there. And then that can go there. And then that's all we can put in there. We don't have a beeper or anything else that needs to go in there just yet. And then we can go ahead and set up our oxygenator thing as well. So we have a pump we can put in there. We have a battery we can put in there. And I think that's all we have right now. And the rest of this can go ahead and go into storage. storage, so we don't need to turn that on just yet, and actually we might. Yeah, let's actually swap out the tanks just for the sake of swapping them out. Oops, I didn't want to do that. And that can go there. This one can go into this guy here, and that should be good. Let's go ahead and plop that there, turn that on. We need a button to do that. And I don't know what that beep just was. It sounded like it was on my computer. It might have been in the game. I'm not sure. It's my first time hearing that beep, but that's going to go ahead and run, and then we can go ahead and sort the rest of this. So the batteries go on the bottom like we've been doing here, and everything else goes where it's been going because we keep doing it over and over again here. So those go there. We got the pump can go into this drawer here. We don't have any extra filters this time around, so that's not great. We do have one extra of the big ones and one extra of the fuse here. Did we get lucky and have any of the little power connector things that we actually need? That would be huge. No, they go there, I think, and we don't have any of those in there. Can I put this on this thing? I can't. Oh, okay, I can't do that. Never mind. Am I gonna die? Just an instant death. We don't get to press F on here. Okay, so it actually tells you right here that if we don't have a fuse on the electrical piece that we're touching, we just die instantly from it. We have a chance of being shaken free from it if we get hit with something. So I think if we're in the middle of an asteroid thingy, we can get shaken free if we get hit with something. But for the most part, we didn't know that yet. We haven't had that happen just yet, but now we do. Now we know that going forward. But I think for right now, that's actually going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. It might be a bit of a shorter episode than normal. My bad on that. But for right now, that's actually going to go ahead and be it. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.